Is going on, YouTube fam? It has been a freaking minute since I've made one of these. I told myself I would commit to getting back on YouTube once I got my new iPhone. I have my new iPhone and I am back right in the hot seat of talking about stuff that are going to help you in your health and fitness journey to be better overall. Today, I want to break down the topic of why you cannot let your personal issues outside of the gym affect how you perform and show up. And what I mean by this is, guys, there's so many personal issues that we could be dealing with on a daily basis. And I'm going to break down each and every single one that I can think of off the dome and kind of give you my feedback on what I would do in that situation and how I would, react, because we're all hit with the same shit. Like, we're all hit with the same stuff of, my family died, I have work, I can't afford, like, all this other stuff. But how do you react? How do you respond when you get hit with those news? How do you lead yourself in those times? That is what I'll break down for sure. But I really wanted to come over this because, like, I really wanted to talk about it in the fact of so many guys that I talk to have a lot of excuses on why they can't continue their fitness journey. And honestly, it's a mixture of, like, they just never liked it in the first place. They didn't like the plan that they were on. They didn't have a set plan, or they didn't, you know, like what they were doing in the first place. There's so many reasons why people quit what they do, not just in health and fitness, but in anything. But I wanted to break down specifically for health and fitness how we can move past some of the stuff that we go through, right? So I want to break down this first excuse. I recently got hit with, actually, a couple of my clients hit me with this one. And at first, I wasn't really sure how to react because deep down, I've never I've never had an instance kind of like this, but then again, the people that they told me they lost, like, it wasn't, you know, it's hard to say, right? But the problem with them was they hit me with, I just lost a family member, I just lost a close loved one. I'm just not up to it right now. I just need to, like, stay home, and I just need to think about it, and I just need to, like, stay away from activity and all that sort of stuff because they lost a loved one. Obviously, I'm a coach. I told them, hey, dude, like, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm very, very, I'm not going to assume I know your relationship with this person, whether they were your mom or dad, or whether you were a distant family member that you really cared about, that you just haven't been in contact. I'm not going to assume that. What I will say, I'm sorry for your loss, but I do want you to think about this. Think about it this way, man. Like, if they loved you as much as you knew they loved you and you loved them, wouldn't they want you to continue to stay active? Like, wouldn't they want you to continue to live your best life for them and for yourself so you can continue to up-level yourself? I know all of my loved ones, like my family members, like, if they were to ever pass away, the last thing that they would want me to do is sit and ponder about their death and how much I'm going to miss them. No, they would rather me be active. They would rather me live my best life. And living my best life includes going to the gym and, just having being active and not sitting around and moping about it. Obviously, do your grief, like, grief is, grief, like, as much as you need to, but don't be griefing, forever, because they wouldn't, I don't think they would want you to do that. Loved ones would not want you to do that, right? So that was the kind of, advice that I gave my clients, and they thought about that. At first they were like, they never heard anything like that. They never heard that perspective, but that's the whole point, right? Like, it's to hit them with something they never heard. And it did resonate with them, right? Like I said, I've never lost anyone super, super, super close to me like that it's literally made me think twice. But you know, I can't imagine, like, I would let it happen. Like, I would let that happen. I wouldn't, I know they wouldn't want me to, sit down and be depressed about it. But that was what I said for them. Now, the second thing that I hear a lot of people say, I'm busy with work. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, everybody is busy with work. We all have to go to work. We all have to make money in this world. We're literally going to die or go homeless if we don't. So we all have that responsibility on our back. The question is, are you going to be the person that continues to keep showing up when you do have that responsibility? Or are you going to let that responsibility that we all have to face stop you, right? And be like the rest of the people that, let little small things get in the way. You could tell how determined someone is by how far they're willing to go to make something work. Like, and that applies for anything, but honestly, like, the amount the length of the excuse that somebody gives is just going to tell you where their mindset is. Like, they're not that committed to their goal. They're not really that committed to seeing change. I would never let a little thing get in the way of a big outcome that I wanted to reach. And a big outcome is your health and fitness. Like, a big outcome is making a transformation that you've never seen yourself in the mirror look before. Like, that will change your entire mental wiring. So if you're not that committed to it, someone's going to say, I stubbed my toe on my bed frame. You know what I mean? Like, something small like that. But at the end of the day, man, like, you can't let these small things get in the way. You can't let these small matters that are not going to matter the next day stop your momentum, right? So, are you going to be the person that lets work be the thing that stops them? I can't see it. I can't see it. We all have 24 hours in the day. If you're spending too much time watching TV, you could replace that with going to the gym. You could be on the treadmill watching TV at the same time if you really, really wanted. Some people just are not that ambitious. Like, they're just like, I'd rather just be lazy on the couch and stuff. But don't let work be the thing that stops you, right? Personal issues also include, just in general, like, I'm busy in general. Like, even if it's not just work, like, I have my kids I gotta take care of. I gotta spend time with the wifey. All this other stuff that I've heard in the past. It's like, are you gonna let your kids be the reason as to why you don't show up better for them? I know me personally, man, I would never want my dad or my mom to tell me, hey, I can't do what I want to do because of you. That would not only hurt me because I'd feel like I'm the reason that they're not where they want to be, but that would hurt them because they're not where they want to be. So I would never allow someone to say that their kid is their excuse, because that should never be the reason. That should only be the reason to propel you forward. Because now not only are you performing for yourself, but you have other people that are going to look up to you, aka your son, your daughter, like, that are going to look up to mommy, daddy. Like, I would never let that I would never let my kids be the reason why I don't be successful. If anything, it would only be the reason as to why I'm so successful. Like, that's the lens that you should be looking at from. Like, and it pains me when I hear someone say I have to take my kid to the sport event, or I have to go, you know, just in general, like, spend time with my kids and my wife. Otherwise, if I'm at the gym, I can't do that. Like, dude, you show up as a better parent when you do, because they see that you can handle all these responsibilities and you're freaking crushing it. And then you give them an expectation of, like, hey, like, if I could do this, you can freaking do this. And if you don't know how to do this, well, that's why I'm here, because I've conquered the world for you and I can teach you how to do that. So I think that's, having your kids or your wife, like, oh, we got to go on a date night, or we have to go out, I never see her anymore. Anything like that, man, that's bull. Like, that's not true at all. You guys can go to the gym together and get better together. Like, that's something I've never understood why people don't do more of that. Couples that work out together, they stay together. That is such a fact. Like, that is such a fact. I heard that once, and it's so true. I've never seen a couple that goes to the gym together not be the most happiest people, coolest people I've ever met. So don't let your family be the reason why you don't continue to slay it in your health and fitness. Off the top of my head, I mean, I can't think of. There's definitely so many other reasons why people would not go to the gym or put their personal issues in front of it. But for the most part, guys, like, let me know in the comments if you have any other reasons as to why you can't go to the gym, or what other personal issues you've let yourself get held back in the past. Because I really want to hear about it, and definitely I'll respond back to what you got to go, like, what's been kind of hurting you in that way, because I can't stand it when people say stuff that they do when it comes to the personal issues that hold them back. There should never be a reason why you get held back to making yourself better.